Hey, this is Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to share with you the actual cost for $5,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 77-year-old female. Now, first thing I recommend is going to our website, and we've got these quoters on every page, and these are free to use. And you just select the state that you live in. We're licensed in all 50 states, by the way. And the coverage amount, put your birthday, the rest of the info, click Get Quotes, and it will take you to a page that's going to show you the best insurance companies with the lowest rates in your state. And that will help you avoid all that garbage that you see advertised on TV and magazines where they offer you a super low teaser rate. And then when you actually get on the phone with them, it costs so much more that it just about blows your mind and makes you angry. It will also help you avoid those 2-year waiting period plans that have, they won't pay out anything in the first 2 years. And those plans are often like 200% more expensive than first day coverage. So you can also call us at our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. One of our agents can help you out with this as well. Now, the first thing we recommend a 77-year-old female do when looking for $5,000 of coverage is to consider if that's going to be enough for their final expense needs. So that's typically going to be a cremation or a burial. The average cost of cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. So we would typically recommend $5,000 to $7,000 worth of coverage. Now you might be going, whoa, that's more than the cost of the cremation. Well, yeah, but you're 77 years old, and what happens if you live to 87? We know prices are going to go up over time. So we just want to make sure and inflation-proof that plan. And what it does is if you die a little bit sooner than you thought, it just provides some extra funds in case there's some bills that you hadn't got quite paid off, or maybe there's some medical or hospital bills, associated with your passing away or something like that. Can help just kind of cover those. But by the same token, if you live another 10 or 15 or 20 years, we can inflation-proof your plan so you never have to worry about this in the future, and you lock in your lowest rates. If you're going to get a cremation and have some sort of a ceremony, like a celebration of life or remembrance ceremony, that's probably going to cost like between $3,400 or $3,500 to $4,500 with the cremation included. So we would typically recommend probably $7,000 to $10,000 for the same reason as the other one. Just we want to inflation-proof your plan. Now, we don't recommend people go crazy and get $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 or request that anyway, because at age 77, it's going to be more expensive. And most of the people we're helping are on fixed or limited incomes. And we would hate for somebody to go, well, if I can't get $30,000 and leave money behind for my kids, I'm not going to do anything at all. And, then not get the insurance. And now your family is 100% guaranteed they're going to get stuck with your final expense costs. And that's not a great thing at all. So, yeah, just be realistic about this. We recommend people just get what they need for their final expenses or things like that. So now, a burial, the average cost of a burial right now is around $10,000 in the United States. So if you walk into a funeral home with a $10,000 check, their chances are they're going to get it done. It may not be very fancy, but it's hard to imagine they would say no to you and let you walk out the door and go down the street 2 blocks to their competitors and lose that money. Just understand it's going to be kind of meager. And if you're looking at a $5,000 policy, that's not enough to cover it anyway. $5,000 won't cover a funeral, as far as we know, anywhere in the United States. But think about it this way. Maybe you have an existing $10,000 or $5,000 policy, and you just want to add more coverage to it. Yeah, then $5,000 would make sense. So we can help you add coverage to a policy. That's a smart way of doing it. But again, we don't recommend you overinsure either, just kind of like when we talked about earlier on the cremation. So one thing we always recommend is getting first day coverage or benefits. That is so important. We do not recommend the plans with 2-year waiting periods. So what that means is, hypothetically, if your plan were approved today and went in force today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to write a check for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, whatever the coverage amount was. That's the best coverage out there. It's also the least expensive. So that's exactly what you want to be going for. That's what we help people with. Now, a lot of people would say, yeah, you're right, Randy. I do want that first day coverage, but I'm not in the best of health. and I'm not sure I'll qualify. And what we'll say is, hey, that's our responsibility. That's our problem, not yours, at least from an insurance standpoint. And that's why we work with so many different insurance companies, is they all have different health questions and they all have different underwriting. And right now, 90 to 95% of the time, we're getting people first day coverage or benefits. So we're terrific at what we do. The only reason you wouldn't qualify for first day coverage or benefits is if you had some really significant health issues going on, like maybe you had a diagnosed with a terminal illness and you had less than 12 months to live, or you had dementia, or you're on dialysis or in a hospital or in a nursing home. If that's the case, we would typically refer you out to a different insurance company. Seems like every week too, we get somebody will call up and say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week. They didn't have insurance. We don't have any money. Their body's down at the funeral home. The funeral director's not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so that we can get some money in our hands to give to the funeral director. And we have to let them know there's no insurance company in the United States that's going to approve a policy on a dead person. You got to be alive to get this insurance. And it's just tragic that the person who passed away didn't get this taken care of. They knew they were going to die. They probably thought they were going to do this at some point, and then they just went and died. And now their family's stuck with these bills. And in most cases, the family's going to have to put this on a credit card. They're going to have to pay 26% interest rate, and they're not going to be able to pay this off for years. And then what does that do for your legacy? Every time your name comes up, people are remembering how they're still paying off your funeral when you should have taken care of it. It's not a great legacy to leave behind. This insurance is affordable. You know, if your budget's tight, start with a smaller amount. We can help you out with that and then help you get more coverage later. But don't leave a terrible legacy behind. That's an awful thing to do. Now, we don't recommend the 2-year waiting period plans. And Colonial Penn's kind of one of the more recognizable companies out there. I think it's just because they advertise on TV. Seems like every 7 minutes, it seems. Anyway, you know, a lot of people don't realize their $9.95 plan is a 2-year waiting period plan. Oh, yes, it is. It really is. And there's other companies out there that offer 2-year waiting period plans too. Mutual of Omaha has got their United of Omaha, Gerber, AIG. Gosh, just a slew of other companies out there. And some of these companies have done an amazing job of convincing the American public that if you're over age 50, the only thing you qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period. To which we always say, I don't believe such nonsense. We help people with first day coverage all day long. Yeah, do not fall for that. Now, our female, age 77, is probably watching that Colonial Penn TV commercial thinking, I outsmarted them. I waited until age 77. Now I'm going to get my $9.95 insurance, and I'm probably only going to pay, $9.95. That's all I'm going to pay. But I'm probably going to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. I bet I can even get $50,000 at age 77 for $9.95. And then they talk with a Colonial Penn agent, or they go online like we've done for you on their website, and they see that 1 unit of coverage, which is $9.95 for a 77-year-old female, is only going to pay out $689. What good is $689 going to do? That's not even going to pay for a cremation anywhere that we know of in the United States. And it wouldn't matter anyway, because it's got a 2-year waiting period where it's not going to pay if you die of a health or medical reason. So, there's a lot of people that would say that, companies that offer these low kind of teaser rates, they only do so to get you to call in and then kind of jack things up and upsell you, to try to get more money off you, knowing that that small teaser rate is just totally inadequate. And we would never say anything like that about Colonial Penn, but you might kind of want to formulate that opinion on your own end. But let's see what $5,000 worth of coverage would be. You got to shop by units. You can't get $5,000 worth of coverage. That's why we end up with these wackadoodle numbers, like 1 unit is $689. So what's that going to be? 9 units? Nope, not 9 units. 8 units. There we go. 8 units is probably as close as we're going to get. 7 units is 48. Let's go up to 8 because we want our 5,000. So that's 8 units is right around $80 a month, $79.60. That's for roughly $5,500. So let's take a look and compare that to first day coverage for a 77-year-old female. So here we got $5,000, female, age 77. Again, we're just comparing 5,000 to as close as we can get, Colonial Penn. And roughly this, again, is $80 for 5,500. So we come here, and again, this is $5,000. And look at this. We can get this for $42.91. So roughly $43 versus $80. So Colonial Penn is right at almost about 200% more expensive for the same amount of coverage. And Colonial Penn will allow you to overpay on that policy for the rest of your life. And they will sock you with a 2-year waiting period, which we do not recommend. So let's just say this is roughly $40 a month more. You would overpay. 40 times 12 is $480. If you had this policy 10 years, our female made it from 77 to 87 years old. That would be around $4,800. So it's probably right around $4,500 more on a $5,000 policy. So why would you go with a company that after such a short period of time, you're going to overpay almost the whole policy amount? Ouch. Yeah, and this is first day coverage. That's what level means. So yeah, just be a smart shopper, be a smart consumer. We can help you be smart because we help people all day long with this. So okay. Let's look at some other companies here, and you'll be able to see all these different companies. Like this company here is around $10 more. It is first day coverage, Lumico, but about $10 more. That's $120 a year. After 10 years, you've overpaid $1,200, and you've got basically the same exact type of policy. Why would you pay more when you don't have to? It makes no sense. Let's look at another company, Lincoln Heritage. Oh, $62. They're a fine company, I guess, but look at that pricing. Ouch, right? It is level coverage, which is good. But yeah, Lincoln Heritage has a deal where when you pass away, they will call 2 or 3 different funeral homes, supposedly get the lowest pricing, do a couple of other things, but it's not a free service. No, look at that. They charge you $62 versus 42. So $20 more a month, that's $240 more a year. After 10 years, that would be roughly $2,400. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth overpaying around $2,400 for a insurance company to call 2 or 3 funeral homes, maybe do a couple of other things? It only takes an hour or so. You know, a lot of people would say paying that insurance company an extra $2,400 is a pretty good payday for them. We would tend to agree. We'd rather see you keep that money in your own pocket. So what we've done at Funeral Funds of America, we've got a free funeral and estate planning guide. We provide that free of charge. You can download it off our website, and you just fill that out. And in the funeral and estate planning guide, you just say who gets what and what goes where and what you want done after you're gone. And now when you just keep that with your insurance policy, and now when you're gone, you pass away, your family members will not only be protected financially with the insurance policy, but emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide, because they won't need to worry about a thing. They'll just execute your wishes exactly as you wanted. And just, you know, so wonderful that provides so much peace of mind knowing that you've taken such good care of them and that you are actually thinking of them not only in life, but in death when you wouldn't be around to help them. So what a wonderful gift. What a wonderful legacy to leave behind. So go to funeralfunds.com. We've got a special quarter for our YouTube viewers. It's .com/YouTube. And you can get the lowest rates and the most discounts there. You can also call us at our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. And we can answer any questions and help you understand what you qualify over the phone. Now, if you've got an existing policy and you just want to price shop it or see about adding more coverage to it, we can help you out with that. If you are looking for a brand new policy or just have some questions about what you may qualify for or what your rates can be, we can help you out with that. And we look forward to helping you get the most amount of insurance for the least amount of money. And we look forward to the day we actually get to talk with you and get to know you and help you out with this. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care. You have a nice day. Bye-bye.